And crucially, what I want to suggest to you to improve your decision making overall after leaving this session is that you recognize and postpone making decisions when you are not decision fit. Okay? This means when you are tired, hungry, angry, emotional, or sick. Okay? I recall a young lady in one of these sessions a couple of years ago saying, well, I could never make a decision. Okay? Which got a bit of a laugh. But sometimes you can feel like that. Now, what I want to suggest is that in terms of improving the quality of your decisions leaving this session, if I had 30 seconds to try and improve someone's decision making, this is what I'd tell them. Okay? I've said this one simple habit can immediately improve the quality of your decisions by avoiding those decisions, which are primarily a product of tiredness, hunger, anger, or emotion, rather than clear, conscious, deliberative thought. I joked earlier about the idea of, texting after drinking and those sorts of decisions. I had a really interesting experience with this a number of years ago while working in academia. What happened was that as an academic staff member, we quite often had to liaise with those working in the administrative area. 90% of whom were absolutely fantastic, and the relationship between academic staff and the administration and managerial staff was really good. But there was one young person whose attitude was subpar, to say the least. And I was in a situation where, having had to deal with that person for about a year, there was a point at which I needed something from administration. I went down there, and of course, who was there waiting to help me was this particular young person. And on that particular day, it didn't go well. The person was incredibly unhelpful, rude, quite arrogant. It was really an awful experience. So I marched back to my office. I was good friends with the school manager, who was this person's boss, and I started churning out an email, okay, ready to write. And I'd come across this sort of research. And I was sort of almost pressed send. And I thought to myself, just maybe I'll get a second opinion. Because I thought that I'd written a very professional, balanced email in the state that I was in. This is after a year of problems. I decided to send it to a colleague. Of course, within 30 seconds, the phone rings, do not send that. Okay, that is so unprofessional. You sound so angry. I said, what are you talking about? It's professional. Yeah. Suffice it to say, I waited a day or two, looked at the email almost as an experiment, and then thought to myself, my goodness, in that state, I thought that was rational and professional. I couldn't actually tell. And quite often you can't. But what you can do is you can start to recognize when you're in one of these states. And therein lies the key to improving your decision making almost overnight. It will take some time to develop, but I can count on more than two hands the number of times since coming across this sort of research that I've made a much better decision by recognizing that I'm in one of these states and actually going, hang on, this would feel good to send this email right now, or send this text, or have a go at somebody, or whatever, but I know that I'm in a certain state. I'm going to postpone or delay making that decision. Okay, that's a really, really helpful tip, I suspect. And a lot of the clients with whom I've worked in these sorts of training sessions have come back over the years and said, that was one of the most helpful things. I've really got into the habit of postponing and delaying decisions when I'm not decision fit.